for mashed potatoes, we're going to have a pot of water, have that turned on high, let that start getting hot. And while that's getting hot, I've already peeled my potatoes. Now I'm just going to cut them up, dice them into, doesn't have to be in perfect size pieces, just dice them up into pieces, and we're going to put that on into the water with some butter. Put about a quarter of a stick of butter in your water as well, and let those start boiling. So for the potatoes, I take the potato, cut it into pieces, and then I'll take each piece, cut them up, and then turn it, and then cut them again so that they're diced pieces. And once again, they don't have to be any particular size. They don't have to, well, you do want them to be larger size. You don't want really small ones, because that's going to make the potatoes cook really fast and then make them more mushy. So you want to have nice size pieces and kind of somewhat even on size, so that some don't cook quicker than the others. Okay, so the water's boiling. I have about a fourth of a stick of butter in there. So I'm going to start putting my potatoes in there. And I do have my eye on high. So I'm going to put all of my potatoes in there. As you can see, pretty much at the top of my pot with water. So once it starts to pick back up on the boiling, it's going to want to boil over because I'm so close to the top. So what we're going to do for that, see if I can find it here. We're going to take a wooden spoon. So as you see, here's my top of my pot. My water is just close to the top of that, so definitely once it starts boiling, it's going to want to boil over. So we're going to take a wooden spoon, has to be a wooden spoon, and put across the pot. And we'll see that as it boils, it won't boil over with that wooden spoon on it. So as you see, the pot is starting to boil again, but with that wooden spoon across it, it won't boil over. So if your pot tends to boil over, whatever you're cooking, if your pot is boiling over, spilling onto your stove, put a wooden spoon across the pot and you're good to go. To help you know if your potato is ready or not, take a spoon, scoop one of the squares out, and then use a fork. See how it's hard? I can't mash it. That's not ready. So you just put that one back in there and let it keep boiling. Okay, so here's another one. See how I can go into that easy? It's ready to go. So now you can turn off your eye, move your wooden spoon, and then I'm going to take it over to the eye one. Okay, drain off your water. Don't rinse your potatoes or anything like that. Just drain the water off. And then I've already cut up butter, the remaining stick of my butter. And if you have a potato masher, this is probably just a couple of dollars. Go to the dollar store or something, get you a potato masher. So with that butter in, okay, once you've mashed it all up, you want to add milk. And I don't really have an amount I add, I just kind of eyeball it and start stirring it in. And I add a little at a time. You don't want it dry. This right here would be dry. So you add a little bit more. Stir it up. Keep stirring. That still would be dry. So I'm probably at like maybe a cup or two of milk. I'm trying to do this with one hand and hold the camera. So that's a little bit wetter. Now, if you have chicken broth, then use some chicken broth. I add a little chicken broth into it when it's pretty much at the consistency I want. I add a little chicken broth in. If you don't have chicken broth, then just add some more water, some more milk. She still wanted, I want a little bit more creamier in there. So I add a little bit more chicken broth in there.